We have some funny news, really. I don't think we'll talk about this on
Funny?
it unless we ramble on. Is that news came out how Vin Diesel is a little bit upset with his co-star Jason Momoa. You're probably thinking, "Oh shit, what happened? Did they have like beef or something? Did they not agree with the storyline?" No, Vin Diesel's just not happy with how the critics and fans are saying that Jason Momoa was fantastic in this film as Dante Reeves or whatever his last name is. And he pretty much stole the show of Fast X because he was fantastic in it. And obviously Vin Diesel, the head honcho of the Fast franchise, didn't like that, so he's getting a bit upset with Jason Momoa. Don't know why, because his character's a bit bland, but I'm sure we'll both go into that. Do you think Vin Diesel has any rights in this, and do you think it's now a Vin Diesel problem with this franchise? Because you know how he had that beef with Dwayne Johnson and stuff like that. This is now two cases.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And, further to the report says that Vin Diesel's embarrassed, as Jason Momoa is being, despite the poor reviews, it's being noted that Jason Momoa is one of the only bright spots for it. He's obviously jealous and embarrassed by it. And I'm not surprised at all when I saw these. Like, they're dumb and they're stupid. And it's 100%. I have no doubt this is a Vin Diesel problem. Vin Diesel's been around since the first one. And I feel that he looks at this as like his baby. He blew this franchise up to what it is now. And if anyone comes close to taking that little bit of thunder from him, it's beef. It's bad. It's not good. We saw Hobbs being an extremely popular character. Obviously Dwayne Johnson brings his own charisma to the role, and he came around when Fast 5 came out, which is when the franchise blew up to the bigger proportions that it is now. And, Vin Diesel, I think, didn't like that. I know he didn't like that Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham were making a Hobbs and Shaw movie. He didn't like that they were doing a spin-off away from the family. But yeah, I think it's ego, it's jealousy, it's all the negative things that go against the main theme of Fast and Furious, which is family. And I know they're not a legitimate family, but they are, they're a cast which should have a family dynamic. They all work together to make the franchise its own special thing. And for Vin Diesel to have these kind of attitudes and viewpoints, you go against everything that people like about the Fast and Furious franchise. It's not about family, that's about you. That's your ego. You need people to praise you. I'm sorry, Vin Diesel. Like, your performance as Dominic Toretto is nothing.
Literally.
Like, you're a competent actor. I can say that. But Dominic Toretto has no charisma. He just pouts. He says everything in the same tone. There's nothing interesting about the character. No one cares about Dominic Toretto. No one cares if he dies. Jason Momoa can shoot him in the face at the opening scene of the next movie. I'm like, okay, cool, next scene. I don't care. It's not about that at all. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just being honest. And I have to. Vin Diesel can just be like, okay, cool, I'm out of the Fast and Furious franchise. I don't care. I don't care. It's not about him. Fast and Furious, the whole franchise is not about him. It's about, I guess, the concept, the
Cars.
Absurdity, the cars, the street racing. It's about that culture. It's not about Vin Diesel or Dominic Toretto. He is a clog in the machine of Fast and Furious, and so is every other cast member and their stories. I just had to rant about that because it's just annoying me now, and I feel bad because I kind of blamed Dwayne Johnson a little bit for the feud, and I look back on it like an idiot now. I think it's Vin Diesel, and yeah. What do you think?
Yeah. Stole the words out of my mouth and then some. Yeah, I think he's a fucking idiot.
I mean,
I've been saying that a lot on this podcast, guys.
Yeah.
Yep, I just had a look at the topics. I think that this might be the last time you hear me say those words. But yeah, I think it's so petty. Like,
Mm.
because I'll touch upon the Dominic Toretto character that you mentioned before. He's literally like, he's just the same stoic character.
Boring.
Boring, his line delivery is literally in the same tone, same facial expressions, everything. Jason Momoa was literally every emotion possible. Like, you could see it. He was just there talking to dead people, but doing it in an entertaining way. It's very Joker-esque, is what I've seen from some comments as well.
Interesting. It's different. Yeah.
And then when he needed to be intense, he was intense. When he needed to be goofy, he was. And he did that in his tone of voice and his facial expressions and, his mannerisms. Instead of just standing there like fucking jacked up guy or for my family.
Hey, son, you know how to drive?
You did good, little B.
Fuck off, Dad. Go away.
Yeah, Jesus. So, this is very petty for him. And I mean, obviously, the Fast and Furious franchise would be nothing without him because he was a main essential pillar in it. Him and Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because Paul Walker passed away, the spotlight's pretty much on him.
Yeah.
And his character. So that does hamper it a little bit, and dumb.
I hope the report is false.
I do too, because if it is genuinely true, then
it's just petty. It's obviously just ego,
and I think it's just a bad look on Vin Diesel's part.
It's really bad because it makes zero sense.
Exactly.
You have someone new coming into basically your baby of a franchise, and people are liking that, and you're like, no, it's nothing to do with me. I have to hate it.
Because imagine if Jason Momoa wasn't the silly person. He was just, your similar boring sort of villain.
Yeah.
The score would be way lower. The box office receipts would be way lower as well.
Yeah, lower than they are.
Yeah. They already are low, but it'll be lower. Like people are going to the film because they're hearing fantastic things about Momoa's performance, or at least what I hear in New Zealand, at least.
Yeah.
Is because of that performance, and it's more of that performance rather than watching a Fast and Furious franchise.
Yeah.